Robert Kiyosaki believes that the everything bubble is about to burst. Wait a minute, what is the everything bubble? Welcome to Finan Simple, where money is made easy. And today, we'll go over what Kiyosaki has warned us about. The majority of so-called financial professionals he encounters don't even recall 2008. They're inexperienced. They are too young, and all they have experienced is a bull market. They know the interest rates have been declining. Rates on bonds kept declining. The value of stocks kept climbing. Real estate's prices increased. Every aspect of the capital investment world was rising. It is known as the everything bubble. His advice? Pay attention to the advisor's age before you follow their recommendations. Do they have the depth to understand these changing times and how to survive when the tide turns? What is a bond? A bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower. The borrower is typically a corporation or a government, and you and I are the investors. It's like your car loan. The bond is the loan, and it contains the terms of value, interest paid, and timeline for payment. You are the bank here, so the borrower has to pay you back at the terms agreed to when they took the loan. Mr. Kiyosaki is grateful that he is an older man and has made his way, but he meets young people all the time who tell him about receiving rich dad, poor dad, and how are they going to invest, and he warns them that the times are changing and we need to be ready and willing to learn and implement new formulas and strategies to thrive in this new market. He talks about fundamental investing, reviewing the balance sheet of your investment options, income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. That is the foundation. Warren Buffett is renowned for that. Mr. Buffett has said that he doesn't pay much attention to technical market ups and downs, or more specifically, moods and feelings of investor sentiment. The strange thing is that Buffett claims he doesn't believe in technical analysis. Sadly, a lot of individuals follow him and implement a somewhat blind buy, hold, and pray strategy. They hope to emulate Buffett's success, but they are not living through Buffett's markets. That's absurd. Robert believes advanced technicals are important. That is the real market and everything goes up and down in it. When you short a stock, you sell a stock that you don't own to enter a position in the hopes of buying it back later at a lower price to return the stock to its original owner at a lower price that you sold it for. But it's one of the most risky bets you can make, as there is virtually no limit to the amount a stock can rise if you made the wrong bet. In the industry, there are hares and tortoises. Investors who take shorting stock strategy are like hares or rabbits. Those investing in real estate are tortoises. Kiyosaki is a tortoise. You need to be aware of your strengths and your weaknesses. Robert doesn't invest in stocks. He owns oil wells, gold mines, and controls tons of gold. Instead of owning pieces of the companies like Exxon, BP, and the others, he would rather own the hard assets. He might not be a hare, but he is a fat turtle living as a master of his domain. There is a need to be in front of the curve. That is when changes occur and huge opportunities present themselves. Back in 1971, Nixon removed the dollar from the gold standard, and even as a Marine flying missions over Vietnam, he wanted to know what this meant and what changes it would bring. He was inexperienced. He did not know the significance of the dollar being taken off the gold standard. Money became trash. When he returned home, his poor dad would advise him to go to school and save money. Why is there a need to pay attention to an elderly Japanese man? He would rather listen to an old Chinese man, the rich dad. The wealthy Chinese father had warned him to be careful. They had taken the dollar off the gold standard, and this meant they could print money with no real backing. They now control the money supply and the interest rates. As a result, they'll try to hike interest rates to slow down the economy. It would only make the recession worse. Money is starting to move slowly as interest rates climb. The economy will crumble, and a slump may be on the horizon. This warning then remains true today, and we are witnessing history repeat itself once again. Mr. Kiyosaki isn't trying to be a bad news guy. He is trying to reveal something to you. He explains that he learned more about the market and making real estate deals in the 1970s than you could in recent years. When borrowing rates hit 20%, you had to get incredibly smart to make deals and thrive in that environment. He had to be inventive and do all of this while still making it profitable. It all depends on how imaginative, intelligent, and resourceful you are in the future, as well as how resilient you are. History may show that 2022 was the recession that led to the next Great Depression. A depression will be quite different, and some people will be wiped out. The previous depression gave rise to communism. Robert says he is concerned that there may be more at work with President Biden and Kamala, and we should be concerned with their policies. There is always a silver lining. Kiyosaki will be a billionaire if China invades Taiwan. However, other people will be devastated. America and the world as we know it is at stake with Powell, President Biden, Putin, Xi, and the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen up there making policies that do not focus on the real issues. There is a lot happening at the Mexican border. The gates have been opened and they are flooding across. Smugglers are earning $1,000 every ride. They rent minivans. They pick up 8 immigrants, none of whom are from Mexico. They are international in origin. They load them into vehicles. There are high school students loading illegal immigrants into their van and bringing them north. A van full earns $8,000 and they rented the vehicle for maybe $100. Pretty smart, huh? But it's alarming how corrupt the country of the US is. What took place in 2008? That was the first major event. It was a credit default swap. Our entire market collapsed. The repurchase market, or repo market, crashed. 2019 saw another collapse of the repo market. Kiyosaki calls the 3 individuals, President Biden, Yellen, and Fed Chairman Powell, the 3 stooges. He emphasizes the need to educate oneself to combat those 3. There has not been anything this hazardous in world history. It all started in 1971 when Nixon removed the dollar from gold standard. That is the only way that money can be created. The treasury market is that. There are people that encourage buying bonds. It's secure, they said. You need to have a 60-40 split between stock and bonds, they said. We never understand why or what that really means, but we listen anyway. It was never a problem for him as he took his advice from his rich dad. A coin always has 3 sides: the tails, the heads, and the edge. The rich dad always stands on the edge. This brings up another significant issue, which are the pensionary funds. His poor father was very proud. He received a government pension, which could be the worst thing you can get right now. There is no assurance that there are any assets there. Wall Street has stolen it. America and her governing bodies are falling apart. A true example, as Mr. Kiyosaki explains, the Communist Republic of Hawaii. When the government intervenes in a private citizen's property, it never works out well. Hawaii has seawater, so houses are being destroyed by beach erosion. Hawaii is taking notes from Karl Marx, who stated that one goal of Marxism was to abolish private property. Hawaii is currently as Marxist as they come. Why? If you own private property, you can't fix it and the water will take it from you. Over the past 30 years, houses have simply vanished and the government won't let you make repairs to your home. It's really unbelievable. It should be recognized as the People's Republic of Hawaii. Great people and stunning setting. But the entire political system is Marxist. That was Robert Kiyosaki's opinion on the current economic state of the world. Always stay focused on learning and developing discipline, get educated, make a plan, and stay the course. If you found this informative, smash the like button, please share it with a friend, comment down below, and let us know what would you like to have made finance simple next. And definitely subscribe so you don't miss new content. Keep your head up, ears open, and always search for knowledge. See you soon!